Miss
We're in.
Janae, you are back, and I am so excited because it is now 2026, and you are my first guest. No, you're not. You're my second guest of 2026.
It's off to a busy start for you. See?
It is. You know what? This is the Chinese zodiac year of the horse. We're not there yet. February 4th will be the actual start, but I'm already rearing to go. I'm ready. I've been
I
the
feel
the
your
the
energy.
horse. Yeah, forward movement, baby. New beginnings. Shed all the things that no longer serve us. We don't need it. And let's go.
I love that. I'm so excited to be here. It's been a year. It's been a year since we recorded last.
Are you serious?
We have a year of stuff
Yeah.
to catch up on and a year of stuff to share, I think.
Okay, well, let's get started. Let's jump right in because yesterday we touched base on some stuff
We
and
did.
wanted to go over what made sense. What do people want to hear about? And you and I are both fitness models, and we want to talk about all the stuff that we do in order to be ready when that shoot arrives, when that audition arrives, when that booking comes, and how we look and feel our best. So let's bounce back and forth. What are some of the things that you've been doing over the past year in order to look as fabulous as you do? And I don't say that because I just want to
Wow.
stroke your ego. Like, you are hot.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm blushing inside right now. That's a huge compliment coming from you because right back at you, sister. Ditto. And so, yeah, you took my words away because, wow, that was so sweet of you. Okay,
Well,
let's talk about 2025. Right? It was a year of expansion, was it not? There was a lot of newness, right? I don't know about you, but newness stretches me. It's a little scary. There's some fear there, but I had to learn to push past some fear in 2025, try some new things. And I think what I took away from that is that the fear does stretch me, but when you push past it, that is when you see the most amount of growth. So I feel like in 2025, I grew the most. And I'm
hmm,
really grateful for that. I'm really grateful to be sitting here and saying I'm proud of myself for the progress that I've made. And so I think it's fun that you and I share some of those things that we do daily that, get us there. Workouts are one of them. Workouts are my therapy. And I'm sure people want to hear about our workouts because they are what keep me and you grounded. I know it's the same for
yes.
you. It is like the workout is what keeps me connected. It clears my mind. And so workouts have been foremost at the top for therapy purposes.
Oh,
Right?
well, let's
Same for
start
you?
there. Before we jump into all of the general categories, let's get specific because people are
Okay.
like, okay,
Okay.
great. I know you work out. That's why you're
Right.
fit. But I want to know exactly what are you doing?
Okay, well, I know you have a very disciplined, regimented program like me. I do a lot
No,
of
I don't.
different things. Yeah. Okay, well, here's the thing. You do though, because you look like that. So you have to be consistent. I know you have to be consistent, but maybe you're like me. Like I fly around in all things. I'm like, I can't do just one workout. I would get bored. I can't just lift weights. Like I have to do a variety of things throughout the week so that I'm not getting bored. Are you the same?
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
I
Okay.
am. But I just want to clarify that I am not the regimented, super structured person when it comes to working out in the way that I used to be. For me, and maybe, my calibration is a little different than other people's, but I am a lot looser. I'm a lot more flexible. So if we want to do a dance practice, like I'm going to do a dance
Mm,
practice this afternoon, that's a form of fitness. It's not like
absolutely.
a high intensity, but it is movement.
It's
And
happy fitness.
it's happy
It's happy
fitness.
fitness.
I love that. But I don't work out 5 to 6 days a week, going so hard, 1 to 3 hours in the gym per day. I don't do that anymore. Honestly, like I work out super hard once a week.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 45, and in May I will be 46.
Okay. See, I think that's so important for others to hear. Okay. Because do you feel like that has changed? Like you just said, you don't work out as hard as you used to. You're now down to one day. So has that changed recently in the past few years? Or is
Yes.
that new? Okay.
Yeah, it's changed. Now listen, I got super serious about my fitness just over 10 years ago. And that's when everything was novel and fresh and exciting. And so I didn't know what my boundaries were. I didn't know what my limits were. So I tested all of them and I went over the line over and over and over and over again. And fortunately, I was young enough where I didn't get any injuries. And then after 7 years of repeated torture and learning and growth and challenges, I decided, wait a minute, now I'm starting to get some injuries and I've gotten away with a lot. But now, when you have an injury, it takes you out of the game in a way where it can be depressing. And so
Absolutely.
I've had to dial it back quite a bit. And also, I'm not interested in being sore, for
Oh,
several days. I just don't want to.
let's talk about that. Okay, and thank you for sharing your age because that is what I wanted to share as well. Like, I think that now that I am 51, things change a little bit in your fitness. Like, you have been and me both have been consistent with fitness in our lives for years, but some things are changing. I feel like my recovery needs to be longer now. I
Yes.
cannot work out an hour 5 days a week or 6 days a week without some good rest and recovery. And I'm even finding that my workouts are starting to be limited. I don't even want to push a full hour. 45 minutes of a hard lift, and I am good to walk out the door. And I'm the same as you. One heavy lift a week, lower body is what I'm doing. And then I'm filling in with a short run with maybe I'm throwing in some sprints. That's maybe 1 day a week. A full body lightweight workout, high rep. That's 1 day a week. Believe it or not, most of my workouts are actually from home. That one heavy lift day a week, the leg day is at the gym, but otherwise I'm doing home workouts and I'm mixing it up. Like for upper body, I love boxing. I'm not like into traditional, like I don't like to do the traditional bicep curls. I would just prefer to box or do push-ups or do pull-ups, and I'm grateful that I can do those things, but I'm always mixing it up so I'm not getting bored of the everyday workout. So talk to me a little bit about your routine. What does it look like for you?
Well, right now, and it is always changing, by the way. Right now, I'm really interested in high rocks, which is very similar to CrossFit, but it's more cardio based and it includes a lot more running. Just think about wall balls, think about sandbag lunges, think about sled push and sled pull, rower, ski erg,
Don't put me down
lots
for
and
that.
so the thing is, I've already been doing that. I just didn't know that it was called High Rocks. And I like it because it pushes me for a solid hour to upwards of like, hour and a half. I do that on Sundays. I have a group of friends at the gym that I do that with. We're all suffering together. I love that. It's amazing. But listen, before that, and I've just been doing that for a handful of months, before that, it was kickboxing for 1.5 to 2 hours. And so my tastes are always changing. I like to shake things up every handful of months or so because I'll get bored.
Absolutely. I think that's what I just heard from both of us is our workouts are a little mix of everything just because we are consistent, but we don't want to get bored with what we're being consistent with. Is that what we
Okay,
were
so
saying?
all right, I retract my initial statement about saying like, "No, I'm not disciplined." I am disciplined, but it just feels so much freer because I'm so much more open to doing different things. Like it doesn't have to be CrossFit 5 days a week or 6 days a week, even though I totally respect CrossFit. Now it's High Rocks on Sundays, Saturday stairs with a community, and I get to go as hard or as easy as I like because it's all about community and being outside at the
That's the
Hollywood Bowl,
best.
which is just so fun. And then the other 5 days of the week, I'm walking around the neighborhood listening to a podcast or talking to a friend on the phone, and I get in quite a few steps. I can get in anywhere from 10,000 to 24,000 steps in a day, and
That
that
is
adds
wonderful.
up.
Absolutely. That is truly that's a gift to your body right there, that movement that you're those extra steps that you're getting in. So,
Yeah.
movement is therapy for both of us, is I'm pretty sure what we're just saying. I don't even like working out. Like, really truthfully, I told somebody that at the gym. I don't actually like working out, but I like the results. I like the way I feel after. I like the stress it relieves, and they were like, "Wow." You're actually one of the most disciplined person that I have ever met because you don't like it, yet you are super consistent at it. And I was like, oh, I never looked at it that way. Thank you. I'm humbled, but I guess that was kind of a way that I changed to look at it. We don't actually like it, but we are more disciplined than you think because we force ourselves to do it consistently.
Yes, and that takes a lot of gumption. Feel like you have to create this good habit of working out. For me, it had to be for years in order to be able to rely on it when I really don't want to. Maybe my body feels like crap, but more so it's like when I'm not in the mood. Something in my life is emotionally exhausting, or I'm going through something. Maybe it's heartbreak, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's stress, maybe it's something related to work. And I really just don't want to work out. I have to have that habit so ingrained in my DNA, if you will, that I do it
Absolutely.
because now it's just part of who I am. I think the same is true for you.
The same is absolutely true for me. I don't work out of vanity. I work out of therapy. So, yeah, it's a form of therapy for me for sure. And I know we have more forms of therapy that we get to talk about today too.
Yes, we do, but I can't stress enough how important fitness has been, especially lifting heavy shit. That is so important for my mental well-being. You can tell when I'm going through something stressful because I'm doing a lot of deadlifts and I'm doing a lot of heavy deadlifts
I've
and
been
I'm
seeing you do
yelling and
some
screaming.
I recently saw on one of your posts you lifted something very heavy, and I was so inspired by it because the struggle in your face, you showed every little second of the lift and your body was shaking and you were sweating and it was real. It was really real and I loved it. It was inspiring and you're super strong. And
Thank you.
I think also what you're sharing is so important because as we age, we start to lose muscle mass. And it is really important. Like you mentioned that you do a lot of cardio, but I know you do a lot of weightlifting. And I know
Yes,
the
I do.
weightlifting is so important for the muscle gain and to hold
Yes.
that muscle mass right now. So I think if we could stress anything to our friends and our clients and our viewers, it would be that the way you work out is so important right now. Like the way you recover is so important. What you're actually doing for your workout is so important because as you age, you're limited on the amount of energy that you have and also the amount of time that you have. So make sure your workouts are intentional. Make sure you know you should be lifting heavy weight. We need, as women, we need that heavy weight lift. And I think heavy looks different to everybody. Me and your heavy might be different than somebody else's heavy. And that's okay. I don't think that that matters. It's everybody's own level is going to be different, right? But it's important that you push through your own level and get in a great hard weighted workout.
You made such an excellent point about the intention behind the workout. That's when the light bulb went off because it sounds like I don't work out a lot, and it's true, I don't work out a lot compared to how I used to work out 10 years ago. However, the way that I work out is so much more intentional. To be honest, I was overtraining 10 years ago. I was continuously breaking down my body and not giving it enough time to recover. So I probably could have been, in fact, I know I would have been stronger, more muscular, and even leaner had I given myself more recovery and worked out less. Now I'm doing that. I'm working out a lot less. And when I do work out, I'm engaging all of the muscles that I am supposed to. I don't cheat any reps whatsoever. All of my reps are of high quality. So I may not be the fastest person, but I am engaging everything that I'm supposed to. I'm using my core in every single movement that I do. And so even when I'm walking around the house and I'm picking something up off the floor, or I'm lying on the ground and I get up off the floor, it's like I just did a free deck squat or I did a free lunge. And so all those teeny tiny movements that I do throughout the day, they all add up.
And it's not about speed anymore. It's not about the pace that you're doing it at anymore. It's really about the intent behind it. You're doing an amazing job. For everybody, put intent into what you're doing. I think too, we're learning that we need to work smarter and not harder, right? And so that's why
Yes.
maybe our workouts are looking a little bit shorter, but I'm lifting heavier. I'm maybe doing less reps, but with a heavier weight. and maybe my day after is a recovery day instead of a day where I normally would have pushed through another workout. As we age and you're finding I can't do it all anymore, you're working smarter and not harder. That is a goal for 2026, is it not? Work smarter, not harder. Simplify?
Yes, 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 everything in our life, but especially with our workouts. You made so many amazing points right then. I don't have the time that I used to have 10 years ago where I could spend hours at the gym. Those days are gone. Those days are
Absolutely.
long gone. So when I work out, I have to maximize that time and I have to make sure, okay, am I doing a workout that's going to get me the results that I want? Am I going to be able to maintain that same level of muscle, of lean mass? Because there are a lot of people who work out and they do, for example, Pilates 5 days a week, and that's great. I love that for you. But are you lifting heavy as well? I love that you said that
Agreed.
you're lifting
Agreed.
heavier, but for a shorter amount of time. You've got to do that because if you understand the physiology involved with weightlifting and lifting way heavier than those 5, 10 pound dumbbells, then you'll understand what it means to put stress on the muscles and actually break it down to the point where you can feed yourself the protein to grow it. You are also
Yes.
going to keep your bones strong. And for us ladies, that is so crucial,
So
especially now
important.
as we're heading into older age. Yes, so I'm really happy to hear that you're doing heavy strength training.
Yeah, and we're proving that we are defying age.
And
Feel like I would ever look at you and say you're bulky. I think you have beautiful lean muscle. Absolutely. I don't think that women can naturally get bulky. I'm sure you could if you took steroids, but I don't think that naturally we can bulk up. It doesn't matter the weight. I just don't think that, especially as we're aging, we're going to be able to put on that type of muscle. We can put on muscle. And I have to say, I feel stronger and I'm lifting heavier than I have ever before. So I know that it is possible to put on muscle and retain muscle as we age. So I want to share that, like lift heavy because I know that it's possible. Just be sure to recover and talk to me about your eating. I'm just
yes,
curious. We're talking about our routines
be sure to
and our
recover.
disciplines. Yeah, be sure to recover. What about your eating? How disciplined are you on what you eat?
I definitely want to talk about eating because I think that now I'm more disciplined on the eating, but in a way that really works for me mental health wise. But before I do that, I want to make sure that everyone knows when you're lifting heavy, you've got to pay really good attention to form. And I know that
Oh,
there's a
that's so
lot of
important.
information out there, especially on the internet. And if you can, make sure that you find resources, whether you're hiring a trainer like Janae or myself, or you're relying on somebody online, then make sure you take the time to understand how to lift properly so that you can prevent injury and keep your body feeling good. Because again, when you are injured, you're out of the game for a while and you can feel really sad from that. And we can definitely talk more about that if you want, but eating is a huge part of this as well. I'm pretty disciplined. When people see the way that I eat, my fridge is almost empty. And it changes the same way that my workouts change. Right now I'm on the green beans, shrimp, and cashew stir fry. I do turkey burgers, I do turkey meatballs. I have overnight oats with raisins on top, and then I do smoothie bowls with blueberries, bananas, 2 scoops of plant-based protein, and then I do walnuts or some sort of nice nuts on top like pecans. And that's it. And then my reward every now and then is toast.
What type of toast?
Sourdough bread that I
I
get
knew
from
you were going to.
Costco and I put it in the freezer. And then I put vegan butter on it because I can't do dairy. But I love a big, thick piece of toast. And I just like to bite into that and it's crispy, but it's just like so good. But I know I'm going to retain 3 to 4 pounds of water weight when I consistently do that. So when I'm getting ready for a shoot, I literally have a post-it that says, "Hey, Kat, you can't have toast until Saturday."
You see how disciplined you are. Who
I
would be
am, but
cheating?
it doesn't feel like discipline because I've been doing it for so long. But listen, discipline to me is I'm using my fitness pal and I'm logging every single food and all the sauces and anything that I ingest or drink. And I did that for so many years. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to be able to eat and enjoy because I love food. I'm actually a foodie.
You make really good food. Remember when I came to your house? I know you're telling the truth. Your fridge did not have a lot of food in it, but you're also a very busy woman. You're on
I'm
the
a
go a
busy
lot.
woman, but I also am trying to figure out what my makes my gut the happiest. And if I start messing around with all these different foods, then I get bloated really easily, and that's not cute on a lot of different levels. It doesn't feel good. And so when like something, I am a creature of habit. I will eat it over and over and over and over again until I'm like, okay, now it's been several months of turkey burgers. What's next? Oh, turkey meatballs? Yeah.
Yeah, but your turkey burgers are bomb. They are so good. We had turkey
Oh.
burgers and a piece of sourdough toast. And you were talking
We
about
did-
sauces, and I'm going to admit that remember the sauce I requested and you didn't have it, and shame on me. I was like, "Do you have?"
What sauce was it that you requested? Was it ketchup or something?
Yes. Yes.
I don't
It
eat
was
that
ketchup.
shit.
I
I
know
don't
you
eat
don't.
that.
I knew you were gonna say that. So what's funny is that we are a little bit opposite on our eating because, I can just bring the ketchup, like, put it down, and if you have something for me to dip in it, fine, but if not, I can eat the ketchup by itself, no problem.
And you still look fabulous. So now it's your turn, Miss In and Out Burger. Talk to
Well,
me about what you eat.
I do like me a good double double, and I am not gonna lie, I do frequent In-N-Out once a week, and it's usually a reward for something, and it is usually a reward for leg day. I just pumped out some heavy legs and I need to refuel quickly and I need some protein. Here's another thing. If I'm gonna eat my greasy food or if I'm gonna have some sugar that day or something that I think is a higher calorie intake, I'm gonna do it right after my workout, right? Because that's when your calorie burn is still really high, so that is the best
Yes.
time of day. That's a little cheap, by the way, but that's the best time of day to eat your sweets or your greasy food. So my in and outs usually do happen after leg day. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really on a regimented diet. I could definitely be cleaner with my eating, but I do focus on protein. I eat a lot of protein. I'm not a fan of alcohol. I do not drink. I am not a fan of soda. So right there, that cuts a lot of sugar out of my diet. Don't get me wrong. I would love a brownie or a piece of cake in the evening, and I do eat sweets regularly. But I think that I do well because I prioritize protein, and I get a lot of protein grams in daily. I know you're
How
supposed to
many
get
grams? Do you even keep track of that? And where are your protein sources coming from? Is it animal or plant based?
so it's animal based. I do not keep track of it. I know ideally I probably need 1 gram per pound of body weight. Do I get
Mm-hmm.
that in? No. Do I try to get as close to that in as possible? Yes. Do I eat protein with every single meal? Yes. Definitely
Mm.
like a piece of toast with it and then some veggies. Oh, is there pizza sitting on my counter? Yes. Will I have a slice of it when I walk by? Absolutely. Do I make those hash brown patties in my air fryer 2 or 3 mornings a week? You know, the kind that McDonald's serves? Yes,
Oh
I
my
sure do.
God. I
I
used to
air
eat
fry them.
those.
So the air fryer's been dangerous for me because I
I
can
love
cook
an air
everything
fryer.
in
I
an
love an
air
air
fryer.
fryer.
Like I'll even take a piece of zucchini out and be like, oh, I need a vegetable to be going with this in and out double double. And I'll just slice it in half real quick, stick it in the air fryer for 12 minutes, pull it out, drizzle some balsamic vinegar, and eat the piece of zucchini. The
Okay,
air
thank you for
fryer,
that idea because
right.
zucchini and green beans are my two veggies right now. And now I have a new and exciting way to try zucchini. So thank you.
Okay. Well, then let me tell you this. If you decide to advance onto Brussels sprouts, same
No,
thing.
too much gas. I
No,
can't.
I
That's a
know
cruciferous veggie. I can't do it. Can't
they
do
do
it.
stink up the house. It's a horrible smell. But if anybody listening loves Brussels sprouts, cut them in half, put them on a piece of aluminum foil, just drizzle a little oil over the top of them, put them in the air fryer. I don't even remember how long I air fry them for, like 12 to 15 minutes on 350 and drizzle some balsamic vinegar over them. They're amazing. It's the easiest way to do vegetables and be able to get a vegetable in with every meal. The air fryer. We didn't even know we were going to talk about the air fryer today. I thought we were
No.
talking about Invisalign.
Oh, well, we can definitely talk about Invisalign because I'm wearing them right now.
I haven't even
And
noticed.
my bottom tooth, this one right here, was jacked. It was like decided, I don't want to be in line with the rest of you. I'm going to come out forward. But I've been wearing the Invisalign for, let's see, 4 months now, and it's pretty quick. It took me 10 years to really pull the trigger. and say, "Yes, I will make that investment," because it's not a cheap thing to do. I happened to be down in Brazil, and I found a really good dentist there, and I got a great deal, and I said, "You know what? I wasn't expecting to have this expense, but this is the opportunity. Let's go." Because of what we do for a living, and I don't even think you have to be a model in order to want to have straight
No,
teeth. It gives me
absolutely.
confidence. The reason why I actually decided to pull the trigger is because of this podcast. I would edit the podcast and I would look back and I would see my teeth looking like snaggled tooth or whatever. And I was like, what the hell is that? I never noticed that before. And so, yes, I'm wearing Invisalign.
Okay, investing in ourselves. What I think it's always affordable, right? It's never, I don't want to use the word cheap. Like, investing in ourselves, I mean, we're worth it. You're worth it. You're paying the price for your Invisalign, but you're going to have the smile that you want and you are worth it. And it's funny because I know exactly what you're saying. I have crooked teeth too. And when we got to speak yesterday, I shared that my father was a dentist and I'm the oldest of five and everybody got braces. But at the time, they were offered to me. I was in high school and I just didn't want the metal. I didn't want to be a brace face. That was not the cool thing to be. Years later, Dad, can I still have those braces? I truly regret that. And I'm the same as you. I see these spaces and now I'm finding as I audition, I'm like, maybe even throwing my head back a little bit just so nobody's seeing those bottom teeth. So as soon as you brought up the Invisalign yesterday, I was like, we need to just talk on that for a minute because it's never too late to fix those things that maybe areas that we feel like maybe I do want to finally fix this. It's never too late to do that, right?
It's never too late to go next level. You can do little things. For me, I'm like all natural girl. So I don't dye my hair. The thing that I do the most is I love getting rid of body hair. I'm not interested in having like extra hair. So I will wax, I will shave my legs, I will pluck my eyebrows. I've had electrolysis. I love that. So I try to keep it as natural as possible. And having naturally straight teeth, that feels good to me. These little things just kind of elevate not only your look, but your confidence level as well. And if you want to be a model or if you want to look better in pictures, I think that that's something nice that you can do for yourself.
You just nailed it. I swear it's exactly what you said. Self trust, confidence, the things that you can do to make yourself feel better. It's not really vanity as much as it is, like you said, it's confidence boosting, right?
Mhm.
Making yourself feel good, being confident is going to help you with that next level opportunity that's coming your way. I don't know, maybe you would have turned something down because of an area that you felt a little insecure. So you're fixing that area so that you feel like the best version of yourself. That's what I'm hearing from you.
You heard right. And the thing about teeth in particular is that they're constantly going to shift as you age. Even if you had braces when you were younger, it's possible you may need them again. But with me wearing Invisalign now, I am going to get them to where they're perfectly straight and I feel super confident. And then I'll wear a retainer at night when I go to bed. And that works out great because I was going to wear one anyway because I grind my teeth. And so I'm going to keep essentially my teeth in check. I'm going to keep that smile nice and clean looking. And I don't know, it's just one less thing that I criticize myself about or feel bad. I know we all want to have this beautiful inner confidence, but when you look back at yourself, whether in a picture or a video, and you see something, it's so easy to be self-critical. And I remember doing an audition for something that had to do with teeth. I'm not sure if it was toothpaste or something, but I remember looking at the video back and I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to book that." And it's like I already had that mentality of shooting myself in the foot saying, "There's no way you're going to book that." I'm not getting the Invisalign just so I can book that shoot, but hey, it does open more doors for me in addition to having a straight smile that I feel confident about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll just smile more. I think if anything, then maybe you hide. I'm finding that I lift my head up a little bit to hide that. So maybe secretly we do some things that we're not aware about in the meantime. You're hiding or not smiling as much as you would, and you will now. I think you have a beautiful smile.
Oh, thank you.
You do. Your smile reaches your eyes. You have a warm, like genuine smile. And I think the first time I met you, we clicked really quick, really easily. And I think it was, you have this just the sweetest smile. And I could tell that you were really an authentic, genuine, you truly did care about other people. And your smile says that.
You
At least
are
I feel
so
like it
kind.
does.
One of the things that we talked about yesterday that I think it is crucial that we talk about right now is about women supporting other women. It kind of blew me away how complimentary you were to me in being supportive of you and your dream of becoming a fitness model because I'm like, well, yeah, you are a delight to work with. You have positive energy. You've got the look. You've got the drive. You do the work. Well, why wouldn't I want to be supportive? And what did you say to me? What I'm talking about was when you said women are usually competitive with each other.
Oh, that is so true. I think women can be, and I think this is one of the beautiful things about aging is we start to lose that and we start to support each other and lift each other up more and maybe even collaborate more. But I do feel like women can be competitive sometimes. And I think that was one of the things that I felt very comfortable with you. Never felt competitive with you. You were genuinely warm and you were genuinely supportive and you were genuinely complimenting me. That really made me feel confident and lifted me up. I was very grateful to you for being a very true, caring friend.
Why do you think that women become less competitive or less threatened by other women as we get older? Why do you say that?
I think we need the relationships. We need each other as we start to age. I don't know about you, but
Yes.
our self confidence does kind of waver. Like as you start to forget things, right? As you start to go through perimenopause, and you're a little bit younger than me, and I'm postmenopausal. And I am going to tell you, I just had this conversation with a friend the other day. I can't even explain to you what's about to happen to you. I'm sorry. Looking back when I was 40, 48, 49. It still is not what I have been through between the brain fog and between the hot flashes and the night sweats and just the chaos and the overthinking. It's so intense and you're not there yet. And nobody could have told me. It's just like when you're having kids, people say you're going to be more tired than you've ever been in your life. And you can never understand that until you have the dark circles under your eyes and you can't even speak complete sentences anymore.
Oh my God, you are scaring the crap out of me.
I'm
Stop it.
not trying to scare you, but I'm trying to set a realistic expectation of what menopause can be like and what it was like for me. I'm very grateful I'm not there anymore. I'm passing some of that, but I'm going to tell you there are some challenging days ahead, but you're set up, you're consistent, so you're set up to move past them. But see, now I've gone off track and I forgot where we were, and it's the menopause thing.
Oh,
You'll get me back on.
we can blame menopause for that
We
now?
can blame menopause for so many things now. I love it. But no, but I think this is a time that we become a little insecure because we do start forgetting things, right? Maybe we are losing that muscle mass and you all of a sudden don't feel as strong as you once felt. So you are losing confidence and you need a supportive group more than anything right now. Guys cannot relate to this. They are not forgetting things. Your girlfriends can relate to what you're going through. And that's why I think those relationships are so important as we reach our 40s and 50s. And a lot of times, our children are grown then, and we're starting to chart some unfamiliar territory and we're trying new things. And so we need support from people that are going through what we're going through.
All of this is making sense because I definitely have been nurturing my female friendships a lot more, especially starting in my mid 30s on up. Before, I did feel like women were naturally more competitive or they were threatened by me for whatever reason. And actually, not whatever reason, because I was not as self-aware as I am today. And women can be, just like men, we can be incredibly insecure, and other women can touch on those insecurities. They can trigger that in other women. And I think we have to be very mindful and aware of how we are around other people. But at the same time, we want to be able to be fully free and be able to self-express. So there's a balance there. But I have made it my mission. I am so committed to nurturing my female friendships, especially now, because as you said, they have so much knowledge about what's going on with us mentally, physiologically, that men just simply will never understand because they're men. And I love men and they have a lot of value, but women, we go through all of these different hormonal changes. I mean, I do think that women think differently than men in general. Not all of them, but for the most part, we think differently.
I absolutely agree, and I'm a boy mom, so I'm surrounded by boys all the time. In fact, I even went through my pets and I was like, "How did I end up with mostly all boy pets?" So, I am surrounded by the alpha and the male all the time, and I am a completely different person, and sometimes I'm like, "Oh, if I woulda had a daughter," because when my daughter-in-law was living here, just having that extra female energy in the house really, really helped. It made me not seem so abnormal. I think the men look at me like, "Oh, she's emotional." And because I have all boys and a husband, they don't see that from any other member of the family. They only see it from me. So I'm the not normal one in the house. But having another female around, and this is probably where our female friendships are so important, it just makes you feel like somebody understands you a little bit better. And I love men. I love my boys, but the men are different. And sometimes the men don't understand us. We're not easy to understand. We sometimes even don't know what we want because there can be a lot of chaos going on in our heads, right? A lot of overthinking. So maybe sometimes I don't know what I want. I know. I understand that. But yeah, we
Yes.
definitely need our female friendships.
We do. And I'm also realizing it's not just any old female. Like, I'm not just going to see a woman down the street and be like, oh, I need to be her friend because she's simply a female. No. Before I was 35, I was around females who were like me, more insecure, more catty. I've definitely had my dark days. And I feel like I'm at this place now where I embrace being strong on so many different levels. And I attract friends of both sexes who are also strong. And that has made all the difference. I think that this is not only about me not having female friends until a certain time in my life, it's about me working on myself to attract the type of people I want in my life. So the female friends that I have are typically very strong. They're outspoken. They're funny. They are so funny. They're loving. They're caring. But again, they're so strong on all the levels.
They bring so much to the table for you. I
They
love
do,
that.
and we bring so much to the relationship, and like any of my friendships, there's so much reciprocity. It's not one-sided. That's so important. I feel like how you and I are is a shining example of a really good reciprocal friendship where we pat each other on the back,
Yep.
but we're also like there to say like, "Hey, I want to offer you this. This might be something that you might want to look at differently." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we do pick each other up and we do support each other, but we oftentimes push each other too. And we try and help each other see things out of the box from a different angle, right? And that's what I appreciate is that we can challenge each other as well. That's really true friendship. And me and
It
you,
is.
we've got that, girl. I love it.
It is. Let's talk about more of the things that we're doing in order to live our best lives. I'm going to give you something really, really simple, and I can't stress it enough. I wish people would drink more water, and particularly in the mornings. And at night, I don't know what people's sleep looks like, but I'm going to share with you what mine looks like. I go to bed between 9 and 10. I drink a lot of water. I get up a few hours later and I go pee. I drink a little sip of water. I go back to bed almost instantly. And I get up to pee a few times in the night, and
Yeah.
I've been that way for years because I'm drinking water throughout the night. Then, when I wake up in the morning, I'm all puffy because I still need to drink more water. I've retained water from the salt I took in the day before. And so the morning time, I love it because I drink probably 16 ounces of water, 12 ounces of water mixed with 1 scoop of plant-based protein, and anywhere from 2 to 6 cups of tea. And I really enjoy caffeine, I'm not gonna lie. So it will be black or green tea, and I will cut myself off by noon, no more caffeine. Then I have to go to my herbal non-caffeinated teas. And if I'm drinking that much water, you better believe I'm peeing at least once an hour.
I
And
was
people
just
are
going
like,
to
oh my
say,
God,
how have you
I'm
not
peeing
left the
all the
podcast
time.
to have to go pee? You should have to pee right now
Well,
already.
before we started the podcast, I was like, hey, let me
You
go
did.
pee again. And as soon as we get off, I'm going to go pee again. I'm good right now. I'm good. But I think that that is such a smart way to not only satiate you and curb overeating at times, but it's a good way to flush out any toxins and keep the skin looking supple and vibrant. Do you feel like you drink a lot of water?
Hydration. Okay, so I'm so glad we're talking about water because that's one of my go-tos. Like when I mentioned earlier, I don't really care for soda and I'm not an alcohol drinker. This is what's so boring is I'm a water drinker. I drink water all day long. It's literally all I drink. I go to a restaurant and I ask for water. I
Yeah.
like water though. I think water actually tastes good and I feel good when I drink it. And I think even for our skin, it's really important. We need to hydrate from the inside out. And
Yes.
I'm the same as you. I drink water all day long. When I wake up in the morning, I love a little caffeine, but I will not allow myself to partake in the caffeine until I've had my water. I don't know how many ounce it is. I just here's my little water, and I make sure that I have gone through this by halfway through the day, and I need to be starting on another one. So when I think I'm about 8 ounces in, and I do time it as well, I won't let myself have caffeine until I've been up for an hour because I don't want to be reliant on the caffeine as a stimulant to wake me up. I want my body to naturally wake me up. So I'm drinking my water for the first hour, just naturally waking up. And then I drink water all day long. I drink it right before I go to bed. I am the same as you. I will go potty right before I get into bed, but there is no way I'm making it through the night. And when I wake up in the night to use the restroom, same thing. I'm drinking again. I just need a little quench. So I drink a little bit of water and then I'll fall right back asleep. Then I wake up in the morning, starts with the water again.
Wow, we're similar in that way.
We
Do you also
are.
wear earplugs?
Nope, I do not wear earplugs. Do you sleep with earplugs in?
I sleep with earplugs in. It started 7 years ago because my partner at the time and his dog would snore, and I could not sleep with any kind of noise. So I put them in, and then I realized, wait a minute, I don't hear anything at all. This is glorious. So even after I was no longer in that situation, I just kept the earplugs, and now I sleep so soundly.
I might need to try that. I'm such a light sleeper.
Yeah, try it. And I get the earplugs that have the higher decibel, so not a lot of sound comes through. They're purple, and I can link them on this podcast, but I think they're a game changer personally.
I'm gonna have to try that because I'm the same as you. I'm a super light sleeper, and I'm gonna admit that my husband, I blame it on him. He lets the dog sleep in our bed, and she is a 90-pound black lab. So it is like three people because she is the size of a small adult. So it is three people sleeping in our bed, and she likes to H it. Like we sleep like this, and she likes to be like this. And so I already have a hard time. I'm a side sleeper. So I already toss and turn a lot. And then if he starts snoring and the dog starts snoring, I've got two people snoring next to me. So I'll
No.
put a sound machine on, but yeah, I feel like I'm maybe not getting the best sleep. So I am definitely going to take that suggestion and try that because we just talked about recovery is so important and getting good sleep is so important and getting enough sleep. How much sleep do you get? Because I'm going to be honest. 8 hours is not enough for me. It has never been enough for me. 9 hours is really perfect. And sometimes I lay in bed for 10 hours before I actually get up. I go to bed early. I'm usually laying in bed by 8 o'clock and I'm usually passed out by 10 p.m.
Oh my God, I wish I could sleep for 9 hours. I would give anything to do that, but I just can't. I have nightly rituals where I will journal, I will read, I will do a card reading for myself, I will pray, and then I will naturally fall asleep. And I will sleep anywhere from 7 to 7.5 hours on a really good night. On a not so great night, it's more like 6, but it is enough for me to get through. And of course, I can operate on even less, but that's very infrequent. I don't require as much, but when I was training all those years ago, where I was doing twice a day for hours, I had to take a 1 to 2 hour nap in the middle of the day because my body needed more time to recover. By the way, recovery is so important. It's not a luxury. It's not one of these like fancy things you're doing for yourself. It is a necessity. And if you don't have the time or resources to get a massage, to do a hot Epsom salt bath or infrared sauna or a cold plunge or whatever, because there's a million recovery tools, right? I want you to prioritize your sleep as best as you can, because that is when all of the rejuvenation, the regeneration, all of the good work that you've done during the day, that's your body's time to heal and build and detoxify. So you have to prioritize the sleep. Do what
I love
Janae is doing, drink the water, sleep for as long as you can. Maybe use the earplugs, have a cold, dark room so that you can get into that deeper sleep because that's the restorative sleep for the body. The REM sleep is for the mind. You need both. Prioritize your sleep.
It makes all the difference in the world. Can you go, uh, numerous amount of nights on bad sleep? Like, how are you at the end of
No.
3 or 4 days consecutively on 6 hours of sleep a night? Not good, right?
Can I do it? Yes, I can do it. I can do it, but I don't like it and I'm going to be more irritable and my temper is going to be a lot shorter. I know that I'm emotionally dysregulated when I'm operating on less sleep. If you want me to be more pleasant and you want me to make more balanced and sound harmonious decisions, I got to make sure that I'm getting sleep.
Absolutely. I heard you say something in there that I know we planned on touching today, so I hope I'm not jumping forward to it. But I heard you say something about praying before you went to bed. And I know this is not something we touched on our last recording. So do you want to share a little more?
I want us both to share about this because I recently was in a relationship with someone who is spiritual. And I have to say that that was the first relationship that I've ever been in with someone who is spiritual. All of my previous partners were atheists. So they didn't believe in God. They didn't believe in a higher power. I didn't think that that was that important to me until I got into a relationship with someone spiritual. And it's like, whoa, this makes all the difference. I refer to this higher power as Great Spirit, and I've been praying, and it started with gratitude only. Right before I go to sleep, close my eyes, and I speak my gratitude into the world, and I say, Great Spirit, I'm so grateful for Janae, for Jamila, for Charles, for Dee Dee, for Michael, for all of the people that I absolutely love, for German, all of these people that I care about, and I wish them abundance, I wish them health, I wish them prosperity and healing, whatever it is that they need. And then if I know that they're going through an especially hard time, like my friend Tyler was really sick, I gave him extra prayers. Somebody close to me is going through a breakup, I give her extra prayers. And then I wake up in the morning and I do it again. And now it's become a conversation with God or with Great Spirit where I'm not only thankful, but I'm just talking to this energy, this force. And I feel so loved when I do that. And it has made me a more compassionate, understanding person, especially in all of my relationships.
You are starting your day with gratitude and you are ending your day with gratitude. And amazingly, that does things, right?
It
It's
does.
funny because in the last year, my husband and I found a church and we were raised religiously. I don't even want to dish out excuses for us not going to church regularly, but we just haven't. And in the past year, found a church that we really like, that we have been attending regularly. We have friends there, and I just feel like we're in a whole different place because of that. I know I'm in a different place because of that. I just feel a little more grounded and maybe even a little less fear, just knowing that I'm not walking the path alone.
Yes.
Like, look, it's emotional
Oh,
for me. Yeah.
that is so beautiful. I love that. That is
Thank you.
another thing that I say to Great Spirit. As I say to Great Spirit, I never feel alone.
Yeah.
Thank you for always being there for me. I love you.
Yeah, very, very grateful for that. It's just definitely life changing. So I am grateful for where we are at for sure.
You are precious. And I love that this is yet another thing that we get to speak about because it started
Absolutely.
with photo shoots and fashion and fitness and nutrition, but now it's expanded into spirituality. And for you, religion and your relationship with God and my relationship with Great Spirit, that's next level.
Absolutely. That's changing us. Look at us. We're growing up, girl.
We are. I'm
We
so
are.
excited for this year. I definitely had some challenges at the very start of the year that were unexpected. And it's okay because I feel like we're still in the year of the snake. So I'm shedding things
Yep,
that
that's
I
true.
just don't need right now. But this is all about forward movement. It's the year of the horse. I'm just going with this theme because it just sounds awesome. New
I
beginnings, baby. Let's go
I
live
know.
life.
I love it. Like I love it. I know we have some fun goals like going forward into the new year and it is living life and like One thing we did talk about was simplicity. I do feel going forward into 2026, and I'm excited to hear your share. I do feel the desire for more, but like not in a chasing or overextending way, in a simple way. I was trying to reflect on what my goals are going into 2026, and it would be deepening some of the skills that I built in 2025 and continuing to show up present and continuing to learn new, but maybe not take on more than I can hold. That's definitely a goal going into this year. So, what about for you?
Can you give me some examples, some concrete examples of some of the things that you're referring to?
Like, as far as what I took on new last year, or as far as,
Well, things that you started last year and you want to
okay,
continue developing
okay.
this year.
So I think I will continue developing my acting skills. And exciting news is my husband gave me some acting classes for Christmas. So I will be able to, yeah, jump in and learn a little bit more in that area. And I have appreciated your coaching, and I would love to continue to have your feedback and inspiration there. Learning a little bit more in that area. I'm still carrying on with my styling business. I have been a stylist for a company called Cabby for 22 years. And the spring collection is hiding behind me. Don't look, but it is so cute. So I'm excited to share that with my clients. So those are my two areas of focus right now. Again, I learned in 2026 that I am not afraid to try new things. So my eyes and ears are always open. I have a lot on my plate right now, but if anything comes along my way, I'm definitely going to research it. So we'll see what that brings.
I love that. I love that so much. 2026, I've decided this is my year to say yes to adventures. I have such a great feeling about this year. I don't know who's going to be in my life and where we're going, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to stop being scared and say, oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I don't have enough time. Oh, what if I miss that job opportunity? No, I'm just going to figure it out and say yes.
I love it. I agree. This is a year for saying yes to all things. And you are already on a roll, girl. You've had a very wonderful, successful year, did you not? So I think that if 2026 carries over like 2025 did for you, you're going to be all right.
Well, 2025 was good in a lot of ways. Monetarily, it was actually harder. I didn't make as much money in 2025. There were a lot of shifts there because I'm opening myself up to bigger opportunities. It was a year of shedding for me and reorganizing in my mind, what is it that I really want to do? And I want to expand my reach. I want to be able to reach more people, help more people. Maybe it's through the podcast. Maybe it's through Girls on the Run, the nonprofit organization that I volunteer with. I don't know, but something is going to be happening very, very soon. I will say that since 2026 has come around, and that was literally 2 weeks ago, I've already been booking. I've already done a lot of stuff. So this is a great way to start off the year. Janae, is there anything else that you want to put out into the world and leave the audience with as far as how to approach 2026? They're looking at you, they're looking at this beautiful woman in her very early phase who is becoming a fitness model just recently. Really? How did you do that? You look fabulous, you sound positive. How do you help those women who want to be more like you? What do you say to them?
I hope I get to ask the same question to you, because this is really one that requires some thought. Ooh, I wasn't prepared for this one. I would have to say, go after what you want. It is scary. You will become stronger. You will grow when you push through that fear. Just don't be afraid. Don't doubt yourself. Don't talk negatively yourself. And that's something that you have taught me. Maybe more positive self talk could be really good. Friends that are also supporting positivity, just keep it light, keep it positive. You don't have to be so serious about everything. And I'm working on moderation. A little bit of everything makes for a healthy lifestyle, healthy habits, and a healthy person. So go for what you want and don't be afraid. That's the biggest thing. I think battling that fear of trying new things and fear of failure can almost make us not try it in the first place. I think as you get 52, you kind of all of a sudden don't give a shit about what people think. That's the bottom line. And you start to
Mm,
care less. I think as we mature and care less, you're willing to try more and you don't care so much what people think about you. So embrace who you are, try new things, and don't care so much about what people think about you. How about that?
I love that. I love that. I wholeheartedly agree with all of that. And If you're afraid or you're scared to head in a direction that you've always wanted to go in, but that fear's holding you back, do it anyway. Go ahead and
Right.
be afraid and do it anyway.
Because what if you're
Do it
not doing
anyway.
it? Then you're already not, then the answer's already no, right? It's like if you're asking for something that you want, if you don't ask, the answer is no. If you do ask and they say no, so what? They said no. So what? It's
So
rejection.
what?
Move on. Ask again. But if you didn't ask, the answer was no and was always going to be no, but you didn't grow. By asking, you grew. Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely love that. If you stay in the same pattern, there's no way that you are ever going to change your circumstances. So it's better to just stretch yourself, practice being comfortable with being uncomfortable, do the thing and realizing, oh, okay, that didn't work. Okay, fine. Pivot, try something else. But just keep changing and moving and trying new things so that you can figure out what it is that you really want. And it's that journey, as I understand it, that is everything. It's not about the destination. I know it's so
Right,
cliche to
right,
say that,
right.
but it's
No,
that
it's not.
journey where where you learn who you
That's
are
where your growth
becoming.
is. Yes, your growth is when you're walking that path. And yes, that is when you grow into the person that you want to be when you grow up. I don't know who I want to be when I grow up, but I'm still finding it and I'm still walking the path until I get there. And maybe we're going to still be at 70 or 80 going, I don't know who I want to be when I grow up. Maybe that's how life always is. I don't know, but I truly want nothing but happiness for my friends. And so I want them to walk that path and seek that happiness and find it for themselves because that's rewarding
It is, and I
and
think that
empowering.
you don't ever have to grow up. You don't ever have to be an adult. You have to be responsible and you have to take care of your shit, but you are 100% allowed to be childlike in your heart. You can be free and you can be pure and you can laugh and you can dance and you can be silly. That's my advice to people is it's okay to be childlike. Because when we look at children and they're so free and expressive, they don't hold back. I admire that. I feel like that's one of the things that you and I have in common is we're
I
both silly with each other. We're
that's what attracted us to each other, Kat. That first experience on a cabbie set, we didn't really know each other, but we weren't being completely serious. And we were talking about your pie eating contest. We were
yeah,
talking about silly things that made us realize that things that made you less intimidating. Let's put it that way. Staring at a professional model in the room with a beautiful body and beautiful skin and you look 20. And yes, you just did a commercial where you played a 20-year-old. So yes, those things, those things.
I love that you were so receptive and kind when you heard that I was going to be in a pie eating contest. I was like, okay, that's my girl right there. We're going to be friends, she and I.
Those fitness challenges, me and you love them. The playful stuff, we love
Yes,
that.
we love to play. So that's our advice, folks. Go out there and play. Put yourself out in the world. And if you get rejected, if you fall down, dust yourself off and just keep on going. Janae, I love you. I appreciate you. I respect you. And I'm so excited to everything we're going to create this year.
Thank you so much. I am so happy that I could be here today. And I also wanted to share I'm on social media. I'm styled by Janae B. If you want to find me and follow along, I would love to see you there.
And I'll add
Thank
that
you
to
for
the show
having me,
notes.
Kat.
Thank you.
Thank you.